Welcome to 5 Natural Secrets for a Heart Disease-Free Life. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. It's an invisible enemy that silently affects millions of people, causing pain, suffering, and loss. But how does heart disease occur in the first place? The problem often starts with factors that many of us don't give a second thought. Over time, these lead to plaque buildup in the arteries, which narrows them down and restricts blood flow to the heart. As a result, the heart is forced to work harder just to keep us alive. It's a slow process, and often people only find out after significant damage is already done. So it's vital to be aware, and to take steps as early as possible to prevent or reverse the damage. Which is why we made this video, to give you a practical, actionable, and science-based information, no matter what stage you're at today. But before we dive in, can you do us a favor? Click on the thumbs up and help us spread the word about heart disease prevention, and ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. We want to make sure you get the latest info so you can live a long, healthy life. And stick around to find out how to get 2 heart-healthy free gifts. We guarantee both you and your heart will love them. Okay, let's get into it. Number 5. Get the right amount of vitamin D. Vitamin D, often referred to as sunshine vitamin, is known for promoting healthy bones, but is increasingly recognized for its role in heart health too. Studies have identified that people with low vitamin D are more likely to have hypertension, atrial fibrillation, heart failure, and coronary heart disease. In fact, a study published in the journal Circulation found a 30% to 50% higher cardiovascular morbidity and mortality associated with reduced sun exposure. A 2012 research from Johns Hopkins University looked into vitamin D, finding that adequate exposure is associated with reduced C-reactive protein, a marker for general inflammation in the blood. Now, supplementation is a popular topic these days. However, the Johns Hopkins research also found that beyond a certain point, increasing vitamin D could potentially cause harm. They found that when vitamin D levels rise above 21 nanograms per milliliter, C-reactive protein actually increases, which is associated with stiffening of blood vessels and an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. So, caution is advised when it comes to vitamin D supplementation. Getting your vitamin D naturally through moderate sun exposure and specific foods may be far more beneficial. Not many foods contain vitamin D, but it can be found in certain types of fish, including salmon, mackerel, tuna, sardines, trout, halibut, herring, and anchovies. Beef liver, cheese, and egg yolks can also be good sources, depending on a few conditions, which we'll get to later. Most mushrooms contain some vitamin D, but the content significantly changes depending on whether they are exposed to sunlight or grown artificially. And while we don't advocate spending too long in the sun, moderate sun exposure is one of the best ways to make sure you're getting enough. Furthermore, research by MIT senior researcher Dr. Stephanie Seneff suggests that sun exposure has unique additional benefits. Her research shows that sunlight interacts with sulfate in our bodies to promote blood vessel health. It causes a type of water in our blood vessels, referred to as exclusion zone water, to expand. This water protects blood vessels from harmful substances. So to care for your heart and reduce inflammation in general, make sure you're getting plenty of the foods we discussed, and get regular but moderate sun exposure. Number 4. Sleep well. During sleep, your body repairs cells, consolidates memories, and rejuvenates the immune, nervous, skeletal, and muscular systems. In a recent Harvard University study, 663 people wore devices on their wrist to gather data and monitor their sleep, looking at things like difficulty falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, or getting under 6 hours of sleep. The study found that sleep disturbances accounted for a whopping 141% increase in heart disease risk. Similar research from the University of Columbia reported that even relatively mild sleep problems can cause inflammation in the endothelial cells that line the veins, which could significantly contribute to the development of cardiovascular disease. Poor sleep can lead to an increase in blood pressure, which puts a strain on the heart and arteries. Insufficient sleep also affects the body's ability to regulate glucose, contributing to the onset of type 2 diabetes. And likewise, lack of sleep can mess with the balance of hormones that control appetite, potentially leading to weight gain and obesity, all of which are key risk factors for heart disease. In a nutshell, good sleep isn't just a luxury. It's vital for maintaining a multitude of functions in the body. So, how can you get a better sleep? Here are 3 proven tips. 1. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Your body's internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm, thrives on consistency. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. 2. Create a calming bedtime routine. A relaxing routine signals to your brain that it's time to prepare for sleep. This could include reading a book, taking a warm bath, listening to calming music, meditation, or gentle yoga. 3. Optimize your sleep environment. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. Keep it dark and quiet. Use a white noise machine if needed. Also, make sure your mattress and pillows are comfortable. And stop looking at screens at least 1 hour before bed, as blue light interferes with melatonin production. Remember, quality sleep is a key pillar of health, and good sleep habits pay off big time. Before we get into number 3, Heart Disease Code would love to give you a free book, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, plus the first episode of the untold story of heart disease. Something that everyone concerned about heart health should watch. Click the link in the description below to claim these free gifts. Okay, let's get back to the list. Number 3. Eat well. Food is the fuel your body runs on. Similar to a high-performance vehicle, the quality of the fuel makes a significant difference. Poor food leads to oxidation and inflammation within the body, similar to rust developing on a car. This oxidation is driven by things like sugar, processed foods, and refined carbohydrates. They accelerate the wear and tear of your body, creating the perfect conditions for disease. A clear example of this is the demonstrated link between processed meats and heart disease. A study by the University of Oxford found that for every 50 grams of processed meats consumed per day, the risk of coronary heart disease increases by 18%, while other studies have found similar connections with bowel cancer. So, what should fuel your body? Focus on whole, unprocessed foods. That's vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and quality eggs, meat, and fish. Now, the production method also matters. For instance, grass-fed meat and pasture-raised eggs are far superior to their mass-produced counterparts, which can be harmful. Have you ever noticed the bright orange color of pasture-raised egg yolks? Compare that to the dull yellow of a caged egg. This color is a sign of nutrient value. Pasture-raised eggs are packed with high levels of vitamin D, thanks to hens getting ample sunlight, omega-3 fatty acids from their varied and natural diet, and rich in other micronutrients like B vitamins, vitamin K, phosphorus, zinc, carotenoids, and choline. Meat and eggs have been demonized because of poor farming practices, which produce inflammatory foods. But the key takeaway is to look for a range of whole quality ingredients, and to think of them not as excessive cost, but an investment in a happy and healthy future, so that inflammation is minimalized and your body is able to function optimally. Now, some people struggle to give up staples like bread and rice, which cause enormous inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and cell damage. However, experimenting with healthier alternatives can make a world of difference. As we discuss in our other videos, things like cauliflower rice or low-carb breads can offer a similar or better culinary experience, while also nourishing your body. Likewise, ditching store-bought sauces, which are laden with sugar and chemicals, and swapping in delicious homemade versions. You'll surprise yourself and your loved ones when you discover the impressive flavor profiles that can be created in your very own kitchen. In a nutshell, the fuel you put into your body matters. You wouldn't put substandard fuel in a performance car or aeroplane. So why do it to your body? A far more sophisticated and irreplaceable machine. Number 2. Address chronic stress. When we're stuck in chronic stress, our body becomes a war zone. Hormones like cortisol surge, ramping up triglycerides, blood sugar, and blood pressure. A groundbreaking 2012 study published in Nature revealed that chronic workplace stress may escalate the risk of coronary heart disease by a staggering 40 to 50%. Similarly, loneliness was associated with around 30% risk increase. So, what's going on exactly? Imagine chronic stress as a persistent rain, gradually eroding the walls of a beautiful ancient city, our heart blood vessels. Firstly, the autonomic nervous system, which regulates essential functions like heart rate and blood pressure, gets disrupted. Normally, it automatically shifts between fight or flight mode and rest and digest mode. Chronic stress, however, keeps our bodies locked in fight or flight. This constant activation means heart rate and blood pressure stay elevated, exerting continuous pressure on the blood vessels and heart. Simultaneously, stress triggers a surge of hormones, changing tissue function and ultimately leading to inflammation in the arteries, increasing the buildup of fatty plaques, a condition known as atherosclerosis. As these plaques accumulate, they narrow or even block the arteries, reducing blood flow and triggering heart attack or stroke. Moreover, stress can also cause excess blood clotting. This evolutionary trick is crucial in case of physical harm. It helps to stem bleeding, which is beneficial when we get a cut or wound. However, when our bodies are constantly prepared for injury, trouble arises. If these clots block our blood flow, we get heart attack or stroke. Now, just a quick note. Keep in mind that we're talking here about chronic stress. It's okay to feel stressed sometimes, but consistent high stress needs to be addressed. Finally, beyond the physiological changes we've discussed, stress can trigger detrimental behaviors like excessive drinking, smoking, and poor food choices. So, if you find yourself stuck in a loop of stress and stress-induced behaviors, it's important to take action. Think about what actions you can do to reduce stress or break the cycle. Engage in hobbies, socialize or join a community group. Seek professional help if you need. Follow good sleep routines as we discussed earlier. And finally, make sure you're following our number 1 item. Number 1. Physical activity. Physical activity is probably the best natural antidote for preventing disease. Let's start where we left off. Stress. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, often dubbed feel-good hormones, which can interrupt stress and make it more manageable. Apart from this immediate transformation, exercise uses energy, increasing your odds for a good night's sleep. And for the heart itself, when you exercise, your heart rate increases in order to supply blood to your muscles, making your heart stronger over time. A stronger heart can pump more blood per beat, meaning that it doesn't have to beat as often when you're at rest, thereby lowering your resting heart rate. This reduced strain is a key aspect of cardiovascular health. Secondly, exercise stimulates the production of wider blood vessels, improving blood flow, reducing pressure on artery walls, and thus reducing hypertension. Exercise aids with weight management and reducing visceral fat, the highly dangerous tummy fat that surrounds organs and skyrockets heart attack risk. Moreover, when muscles are strong, cells become more sensitive to insulin. Your body uses insulin more effectively, which helps to regulate blood sugar levels, thus reducing the risk for type 2 diabetes. And according to scientists at the University of Rochester, people who exercise have a reduced physical response to stress, literally dampening the effects of future stress. Now, what exercise is best? Well, that depends on where you are today and what's going to work for your body. Low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, or aquasays are great for beginners or people with joint issues. Cardio workouts like running, cycling, boxing, or dancing are great for really getting the heart rate up. And resistance or weight training are brilliant for strengthening muscles, thus improving metabolism and blood sugar control. Finally, remember that the best exercise is the one you enjoy and can consistently incorporate into your lifestyle. Even small changes can lead to big health improvements over time. Exercise is key, not only because it directly strengthens cardiovascular function, but because it also bolsters and supports all of the other factors, like reducing stress, manage weight, and improving sleep. So lace up those sneakers and get moving towards a healthier heart. And there you have it. 5 natural secrets for a heart disease-free life. Number 5. Get the right amount of vitamin D. Number 4. Sleep well. Number 3. Eat well. Number 2. Address chronic stress. Number 1. Physical activity. We hope you found this video useful. Let us know what you think if you have any questions or tips to share. Leave a comment and share it with others in the Heart Disease Code community. And remember to get your 2 free gifts: The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, and the first episode of the untold story of heart disease. Just click the link in the description below to get them. And remember to like this video and click the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date as we release new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a happy and heart-healthy day.